Yo, people, this is going to be an interesting one. The question of the day is the title race over? For me, it's not over yet. For DAPS, is it over?
Nah, it's not over.
Let's get it. Yo, Dabs, what's going on, man? Everyone's just saying the league title's over. Arsenal bottled it. It's done. It's dusted. It's same thing that we were hearing after you guys dropped points to Everton and Arsenal came back and got what? Was it an 8-point lead that we got on you guys at one
Yeah,
point?
December. That was December the
Yeah.
31st, New Year's
It,
Eve.
it just it just seems like every turn we go. Aren't you sick and tired of like the rivals that are like one day they're flip flopping, they're saying City, you've messed it up, Arsenal are gonna win the league. Next second they're saying you're gonna win the league, you're amazing. And then for
Bro,
Arsenal, we
do
do
you
the
know
same
what?
thing. Just
I
before we
was
get
sick
into
to
our
tired.
rivalry.
I
What?
was sick to tired of everyone at the start of the season where everyone said Man City are going to run away with it. Yeah. And then when it got to like 10 games in and I'm still on shows and panels are going, we already know Man City are going to run away with it. And I'm like, we're not top. We haven't started the season that well. What are you lot talking about? Bro, you know what it is, yeah? This season, maybe I've been a bit less humble than usual. But you knew me last season, yeah, and I kind of keep generally quiet till the end of the season because, like, even now, yeah, I find it funny because how some Arsenal fans were that now how they are, but even like I said to you when I asked you when's the title going to be won, and you said at the Etihad, and I'm like no, like because you see, yesterday we didn't expect that, right? We didn't expect that. So
Nobody did.
last season, when we were in the title race with Liverpool, our second to last game, West Ham away, we drew 2-2. Yeah. We didn't expect that. A few seasons ago, we were all chilling on a Sunday. I think Vincent Company was like at his uncle's or something. Um, Pep was playing golf. Man
Hmm.
United went and lost to West Brom and we won the league and everyone had to like rush together. Things happen out of nowhere and that's just the way it is. So it's going to go, and even more so when you think about it, the fact that we still have to go to Brentford last game of the season. Um, we don't know when we're playing Brighton away yet. Brighton away, it could be the week before that, could be, we don't know when that is because if we go through against Bayern, then they're going to struggle to get Brighton in. So I think for me, the thing is now is that I just think the shift mentally, yeah, because if you look at it, the result of the weekend doesn't change too much, yeah, because if we before you played West Ham, if you would have beat West Ham, still, if we won all our games, we would have won the league. Now, if we win all our games, we win the league, right? The difference for me is the mentality. It's just another thing in Arsenal's head, like another doubt in their own head. For me, that's what it is. It's the mentality shift.
You know what? I think the mentality has shifted in your sense because you guys were like, you know what, we didn't control our own destiny. Now you do control your own destiny. I don't think it was ever a situation where you did control your destiny until we dropped points in those two games. Now,
But no, the dropping of the points thing was the Liverpool game because the Liverpool game shifted it. Because until the Liverpool game, if you would have came to the Etihad and got whatever, yeah, then you still would have been 2 points clear. So you could have come to the Etihad, lost, still been 2 points clear. So that was the shift to the point where it's right now it's City's to lose. For me, not much has changed in that side. For me, it's just like the things I take from that game is the fact that I do think some of your players are looking tired. I do think some of your players, like this week's massive. These 5 days, yeah.
yeah.
What Arteta needs to do is it reminds me of the first league we won when we lost to Arsenal with 7 games left, and our chairman had to go in and say, you know what, we had United were 8 points ahead of us. He said, you know what, pressure's off now. The pressure had built up. It got on top of us because it's the first time we're going for a league in however many years. The pressure is on us. There's no more pressure. Go out, enjoy the game. And that is exactly, if I was Arteta, I would have given the players 2 days off, right? Go and do what you want to do. Maybe even do something as a team. I think Vinny did that one time where take them all laser quest or something, yeah? But 1 day off with the family, then maybe a team bonding thing just to go and relax. And then, right, everyone, let's just forget this pressure and go back to how we were playing before the pressure. Yeah, let's just enjoy it, because right now, no matter how this season ends, Arsenal have had a good season. Yeah, and that's how we should say. That's how we should put it to this young squad.
You know what? What you just said, Gary Neville and Roy Keane had a big debate about this yesterday. And based on what you just said, I feel like I know your answer. But let me just tell you what happened yesterday. Gary Neville and Roy Keane and Jimmy Full Hasselback had a big argument over what's going to happen. And for me, it was kind of weird because Roy Keane was sitting there saying Arsenal, if they finish the season second place, they've had a terrible season. And those were his exact words. Where Roy Keane, where Gary Neville, on the other hand, said the exact opposite. He said if Arsenal finish second, they've had a fantastic season. They didn't meet. They've overachieved in expectations, and they've had an incredible season. So the two sentences are pretty much the exact same. It's just the choice of words to describe the seasons are terrible, incredible. For me, it's somewhere in the middle. It's not incredible because we didn't win the league, and it's not terrible because we've made massive improvements and strides to where we want to be. So I get why people would say Roy Keane's correct. I get why people would say Gary Neville's correct. But I think the truth lies somewhere in the middle, and neither of them are accurate.
Sorry, a terrible season is Liverpool this season, Chelsea this season, right? I wouldn't even say Tottenham this season is a terrible season. Yeah, that's not a terrible season. Arsenal to go from outside of the top four to in the top four, it's not a terrible season. It's a season that gets you Champions League football. That means in the summer you can go in for a higher caliber of players. And secondly, it's experience on this young squad that will only get better next season.
You know what? This comment here, I want to see Mikel Arteta make some changes to the lineup because Rob Holding's not doing it. Rob Holding's not doing it, bro.
What? So bring White back into centre back, yeah?
Make White a centre back. Bring in Partey as a right back or something.
How much longer is Saliba out for?
Bro, Saliba, we got an update today. It's not looking good. Last time I checked, the update that we got today stated that Saliba could be out until the last game of the season.
Right. So, question on that: do you think because when Saliba got injured, it kind of got downplayed a little bit, and then I did hear rumours that some people saying, "Oh, do you know what? I have a feeling he's out for longer. It's just Arsenal are trying to manage like the fans." And do you? That's what I feel. It is like that. I feel, and I don't know if that's a good thing. You know,
we just need honesty and transparency.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
it's fragile.
Yeah, we need honesty and transparency because at the end of the day, if Saliba's actually out for a long time period and you're not honest with us, it's not good because you're giving us the hope that he's going to be back. And we've been kind of had this hope ever since the international break, where the French journalists were saying he's out for 5 weeks. He might be done for the season. We were hearing reports that he might be done for the season from other people. But until Arsenal come out with a statement or somebody within well connected to the club comes out with a statement, I'm not going to believe that he's done for the season or anything else like that. But yeah,
it could be that bad.
That is ridiculous. But did you see what while we're talking about other random topics, did you see this? Eric Ten Hag saying he compared Ian Robin and Anthony. Basically, he was comparing the fact that he's a one-trick pony. He's like Ian Robin. He's a one-trick pony, but one-trick ponies can be world-class players.
I mean, Mahrez is similar as well, but I'm certainly not putting what's his name again?
Ian Robin.
No, I know Robin is Anthony, thank you. Do you know what? Because it's Anthony, I always want to call him Arthur. Anthony, I'm not putting him in Robin brackets, bro. That's mad.
I thought the comparison's crazy too, but it is what it is. I guess
he's probably trying to be funny and be like, oh yeah, he's a one-trick pony. So is Robin, but bro, you got to do a lot to get put in that Robin bracket.
Nah, it is what
earn
it is.
That right.
110%. But bro, I'm really worried about Arsenal at this moment in time, dropping points in 2 back-to-back games. It is a very worrying thing, but I don't think this title race is over. And anybody who does want to call in, you can call in. This is a call-in show, of course.
I don't think it's over. I think, like I said, do you know what surprised me? Because I've said this before. I don't like watching my rivals play when it gets to this time of the season. Yeah, I really don't. Like, I'm really superstitious. Like, even when we were drawing against Everton, I actually like went to get a drink because sometimes when I go to get a drink, City score, right? So I thought, do you know what? Maybe it's better if I just don't watch. And I'm similar. I don't like watching my rivals. I'd rather just like see the score. But I watched the last like 10 minutes of the game yesterday, your game. And do you know what surprised me? It was like the last 10 minutes, you looked tired. You looked like you didn't know. And this is a thing. And this is experience. This is where experience comes into it. But like all season, we've had Arsenal players being compared to City players,
I
right?
hope so.
And a prime example is Odegaard and Kevin De Bruyne. And like, yeah, nowadays we'd have Odegaard over Kevin De Bruyne. Now, firstly, if you look at the assists, you're probably not going to have Odegaard over Kevin De Bruyne. But secondly, and this is the key, last season, and he's done it before last season, but last season in particular, because recency, after we drew to Crystal Palace and we were in like our last 10 games, we went on this run where De Bruyne was just dragging the team, yeah? And he's that player that he'll just pick up the ball and he'll create something, or when it gets this time of the season, he'll just score out of nowhere. Same with Foden, to be fair. And yesterday, I was watching you and I was thinking, Arsenal don't look like that. For me, do you know the most first half? Obviously, I think Martinelli's always really, really threatening. But for me, Trossard is the one that when he came on, I thought, oh, Trossard could do something, because Trossard I find quite. But I just was looking at you thinking, there's no penetration here, none.
Nobody looked like they were going to score. It was a game where we capitulated. We cannot put it any other way. We capitulated. We didn't do that good, and it's like, it's just disgusting. Capitulation.
It's not disgusting. It's not disgusting.
It was unacceptable.
It's not.
It was unacceptable because the manner in which we dropped points in the last two games have both been the same. Maybe not disgusting is not the right word, but unacceptable, in my opinion. Can you put cap on the shameless? What? Your panel. Egal, can you put a cap on the shamelessness on your panel, please?
Bro, it's Jack. He's trying to probably talk about me in it.
No, he's just Jack.
No,
man,
it will be.
please.
That's what he does. Jack, it's fine. You're not going to get blocked on this channel because I'm busy, but you get blocked everywhere else, innit, you little dweeb.
No, Jack, chill for a bit. Today, please.
Let him do what he's doing. He's one of them fake people out there. Let him carry on.
Okay. Skills, would Leeds go down? You think? I think Leeds going to go down. But let's just get back to
today. They're looking bad, man. They're looking really bad.
Bro, I don't know if you've seen any of my stuff that I posted after the game, but I think it's unacceptable. I think it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable in the manner in which we dropped the points. I think it's unacceptable to be up 2-0 twice in the last two games, comfortably looking like the better team in both situations, and then switch off as if you've won the game. Start doing flicks and tricks, and then basically olays before the game's already even gone to halftime. And then what do we happen? We concede a goal under pressure for the last 15 minutes of the half, and going into the second half, we didn't look like the better side at all. Against Liverpool, you guys, I seen you making jokes about it. Honestly, it was 1 point gain against Liverpool, but now it more or less looks like 4 points dropped because it's two games back.
Do you know what I think it is? Yeah, and this is again, it's experience. Is that like, so when I
rebutted it. Yes, I agree.
When I asked you last week where you're going to win the league, yeah. And I was like, it's not, no one focus on the Etihad, yeah? Is because, like, if me as a City
we have
fan,
to go now.
No, but bro, I hear you. You want to try and get something out of that. But, right, so if I look at City's games, even last week, Southampton away, if I look at our away games are that slight bit more difficult, yeah? And then there's the added thing, of the fact that some of these teams are fighting for like a top 6 position, a top 8 position, fighting relegation. And it's just having, like, if you played West Ham between August and March, yeah, you probably would have beat them. But now, like, they were louder than you. Usually Arsenal's away fans would probably be louder, but they were louder than you because although to you and maybe to me, that game was about, are Arsenal going to get 3 points? To West Ham fans, that game was about, are we going to get anything out of this game to help our relegation, right? And so they wanted it. They wanted it as much as you lot.
Oh my
wanted
God,
it.
6-0 Liverpool. What the hell going on?
6-1, 6-1.
6-1. Mental. Anyways, continue. Sorry.
6-1. Yeah, so I just think it was that. But yeah, you have to bounce back. That's the thing. Look, you got Southampton at home. What a game to bounce back in.
You know what? I need to ask you, who started this Sharks thing? Because I see it everywhere. I see Daniel talking about it. Steve started it.
Steve. Bro,
Steve started it.
Bro, understand next week the South Stand's going to be full of inflatable sharks.
What? Like, where?
No, City buying up. Bro, City fans are buying. So City fans back in the 80s, yeah, used to have, I think it was last day of the season and last day of the season away games, like, you just go and buy anything, yeah, just for fun, right? And they bought inflatable bananas, right? It was just a thing in the 80s, yeah? Loads of City fans have gone and bought inflatable sharks for when you lot come to the Etihad.
So Steve started this.
Yeah.
So Steve spoke about it and said City are like the Sharks.
Yeah, Steve started it, I think, probably on the terrace. He said, no, do you know what it was? It wasn't. It was outside. It's when we played you. It's on AFTV with Robbie. And at the end of it, he said something about the sharks smell blood with circling.
So this started this season because I've never heard about it until now.
When we beat you at the Emirates.
Okay, because I was wondering, I'm like, where do I keep seeing sharks?
Yeah,
I was thinking it had something to do with your club because I know your club has the badge where it's like a water and like.
No, it's nothing to do with that. It's just Steve said, I think in the spare of the moment to Premsy and Robbie, he just said there's a great big blue shark and he's waiting for you lot to slip.
You know what? I have seen Megalodon. I have seen it. I was just literally just asking. Okay. DAPS, let's be honest. From your perspective as a City fan, you've always had this level of calmness with the whole title race. At this point, are you the most calm that you've been, or do you feel like you can still lose it? Because from my perspective, I can tell you the Arsenal fan base is in utter meltdown.
Yeah.
And they are the people who are, the yelling and screaming, the people who are always wanting Arteta out. They're now getting at they're now getting at the people who are happy that we got Champions League football. It's getting worse and worse. Yo, come on, man. Can you stop? What's going on with this guy?
Bro, let him carry on, man.
No, because him and Kaz are getting at it in the chat. But yeah, anyways, you take it away. What do you think? Because from my perspective, it's gotten to a point where Arsenal fans are melting down and City fans just sit back, relax.
Bro,
you don't see in any way or form Arsenal picking up any points at City's ground.
No, none. I've told you this. None. I keep telling you, don't focus on that. Like, you would be better off looking and thinking City are going to drop something away at Brighton, or Everton might do us a favour. You're not getting nothing at the Etihad, bro. I'm telling you, like I said to Robbie this morning, right? You've got, as men, we overthink a lot. We sit here and we think that people don't like us, or we think that this is going. We overthink everything, right? Now, City, firstly, we haven't got too much time to overthink anything. We're playing back to back to back to back. Secondly, we've done this a lot of times. Yeah, we've got a manager that's done it even more times and knows what to tell us. Yeah, you man, and this is where it goes back to Egal. You can go and watch the shows we've done together. You can go and watch the shows I've done with other people. You go back to before we played you in the FA Cup at the Etihad, and I said, right, you've got 7 days after this. We've got 8 days after this. Both need to play full strength teams because this is not about the FA Cup, right? This is about the fact that City have beat Arsenal so many times in the last 5 seasons, 5-6 seasons, that this Arsenal team that have overcome every single hurdle, there's one hurdle they haven't overcome yet, and that's Man City. Man City at that point were on the ground. And I said, Arsenal and Arteta need to come out, play a full-strength team, and prove, before it gets back to the league at your ground, prove we can come to your ground and beat you, right? You didn't do that. Then we came to your ground level playing fields, equal teams, but at your ground, we still beat you, right? Then you've gone to Liverpool, 2 goals up, conceded. Then you've gone to West Ham, 2 goals up, conceded. Right now, as a man, the amount of stuff that is floating around in these players' heads, knowing they've got to go and face a team that they've lost to twice this season and that's beat you 14 out of the last 15 times, yeah? That's a long day, bro.
Let me tell you something. We've won the league at Anfield. We've won it at the Lane. We've won the league at Stamford Bridge, Old Trafford. And we can do the same.
Is this going to burst into ole, ole, ole?
No, we can, and when we come to Man City, we can do the same. There's nothing to say. Yeah. There's nothing to say that we can't make history. These players have a lot of weight on their shoulders. These players have a lot of weight on their shoulders because this is the first team who potentially could win it since we've moved to the Emirates. We've never really been in this position this late in the season. Even the season where Leicester won it, we weren't this far in the season where we're first. We've been first the whole entire season. So going based off,
I hear you. I usually catch a flight when I go abroad. I might just do this, and I might end up flying to Bayern, right? But I doubt it will happen.
You know what? People are talking about next season. I'm not really thinking about next season. Everyone who keeps talking about the end of the season when we finish second, I'm not really thinking about all that. I still genuinely believe that it's City's to lose. We can still win this. As much as you favor yourselves, I think the fact that you're in all competitions helps you. It does.
Yeah, it does.
I think it helps you. I think it helps you, and it doesn't hurt you as much as other clubs. But one thing it does, it gives us hope that you'll eventually drop points because you might lose focus slightly. You keep winning all your games. You know what? It helps you to a certain degree, but in the same breath, something can happen.
You could look last season in the second leg of the quarterfinal against Atletico.
You never know. They're saying you could get shocked tomorrow by Bayern.
Yeah, we could do.
But at the same time, they could beat Bayern easily.
We could do. We could get shocked at the weekend against Sheffield United. Right? Arsenal could get shocked by Southampton at the weekend at the Emirates. Right? If we're being real, which one? Interesting. If you were to go on an app, which one of the odds are higher on? Southampton getting a point at the Emirates or Bayern Munich coming back from 3 goals down against City? Right?
Probably
because if
Southampton
people want to do
picking
what
up a point. Probably Southampton picking up a point.
Right, there we go. So anything can happen. We get how football works, yeah? I'm the one on here telling you that we might drop points against Brighton. But I'm just telling you, like, if I was an Arsenal fan, I would not be looking at the Etihad going, yeah, we're going to go and take points there. I'd be looking at Everton away or Brighton away or Brentford away going, City might drop points there.
No, that's a loser mentality, bro. We can't come into we can't go into the final games of the season and go into that City game being like, we don't need to win this.
You're not picking up anything at the Etihad.
I don't agree with that. I think we can pick up something at the Etihad.
Yeah, and Southampton can get a draw against you at the weekend.
You want to know something? Both things can be true, but the likelihood of us picking up points at the Etihad might be higher than the likelihood of Southampton picking up points against us.
Do you know what? A good way to look at that would be Southampton's last 15 results against you and your last 15 results against us.
Hey, you might be right. Southampton do have picked up more points against us than we picked up against you lately. But one thing I'll say is when the going gets tough, we still haven't had that moment. The titles are won in games, and you look back at those games and you say, you know what, that was the moment where the titles won.
You have had.
We can look back at 1 second. Let me.
You have had your moment. Your moment was Reece Nelson scoring.
No. I mean, when you could have your moment where you had it at the Emirates, we could end up having our moment where people are saying accept the fate. It's not about accepting fate. The reality is it's not over. It wasn't over when you came to our ground at the Emirates.
That's why I said Southampton might get a result against you.
You know what? We got our first caller of the day. We got Josh in the house. Let's bring him on. He's a big Arsenal fan. He's a big Arteta fan. He's one of the guys who was backing Arteta forever.
What before everyone else was, yeah?
Yeah, he always riding. Josh never turned. Yeah, very young guy too. Josh, how you doing, man? Let me know. My question to you is the title race over? And how you feeling about the whole situation right now? Josh, you there?
Is it over? Bloody hell! Wow. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You said it's over? I'm confused. Or are you asking, is it over? I don't know. What did he say? It's over, or did he ask if it's
No,
over?
I think he was going. I think you said, "Is it over?" I think he went, "Is it over?" Bloody hell, as in calm down. It's not over. I don't think he thinks it's
I don't
over.
know. He got disconnected. Let him come back when he's done. But yo, when it comes down to this, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I just find it ironic that the same City fans who's saying, "Oh, we've been here, done that. It's done. It's never done. It's never done until it's over." But you have rival fans sucking you guys off. Like, it's crazy. It's annoying me. Did you ever experience that? Did you ever
No,
experience
but
that for Liverpool?
I'll be real with you. I don't like it neither, yeah? Because these rival fans that want to knock us, want to slander us, want to talk shit on us, now Arsenal fans are going, it's us against the world. Let me tell you now, none of these rival fans we want fucking anywhere near us. Fuck off, all of you, yeah? Like, Egal, you know who I like. I like Mikel Arteta. I like Zinchenko. I like Jesus, yeah? I don't want no rival fans lining up with us. And I'm the one telling everyone, calm down, trust, to get rid of Mikel Arteta, to switch on. Your fan base need to stay strong. Your fan base need to back Arteta. Your fan base need to back every single player, because switching on the manager, switching on the players, one of the things that's got Arsenal where they are this season is how your fan base has come alive this season. They're backing the team, yeah? Like, bro, that North London song, you know that song that
North
guy
London
wrote,
forever.
yeah? Bro,
Yeah.
that's like, when I see that, I like that. I think that's good. The way you lot are backing your club. So all of this in-house fighting, I said to you, it would be interesting to see what happens to your fan base after a couple of bad results, yeah? Because maybe it's the size of your fan base is so big, I don't know. But they just need to, maybe it's right, actually, let me ask you something. Is it the older lot that have seen it before? I think they're staying loyal. It's the younger lot that are losing
I
their head.
honestly think it's a mixture, because there's a lot of older people, like, I don't want to say any names, but they're throwing their toys at the Prem every time we drop points, saying let's get rid of the manager. We need a better manager. And then there's people who are younger, who are just they've never experienced a title race, so they don't really know how to control themselves or have composure. So it's a
See, I find
combination
with
of
the City fan
it's a
base that
combination
some
of
of
the
the
two.
younger lot, when it comes to the Champions League, they get all stroppy and throw their toys out the pram in the Champions League. And whereas the older lot are like, it's the Champions League. Like, a lot of our life, we didn't even get to experience this. So you need to put some respect on the Champions League. And I think that's the thing. Look, the Premier League is never going to be easy to win, let alone when you're coming up against a team that is the way Manchester City are, a team that's won 4 out of 5 Premier Leagues. Like, the very few teams, like Liverpool can never claim that they even went head to head with a team that won 4 out of 5 Premier Leagues, because they didn't, right?
But the thing is, Liverpool did something that we haven't been able to do yet. They actually got over the line. They won it at least once. We haven't been able to do that. Once we get over the line
You've
once,
won
maybe
it 3 times, bro.
no. Once we get over the line once with this current team, then we can actually have conversations. We can start having conversations. But it's kind of annoying, because no matter, until we finally do it, no one's gonna say you've done anything. But yeah, let's bring Josh in. Big up, Josh. Josh, what are you saying, man?
Honestly, I don't know how to feel, man. Honestly, like, we were 2-up against West Ham United. God help me. Honestly, I don't understand how we thrown it away again. Clearly, we didn't learn from the Liverpool game. We did not learn from the Liverpool game. Honestly, and I'm just annoyed, man. Like, same mistakes again and again and again and again. If we do this against Man City, God help us. Honestly, God help us.
No. You won't go 2 goals up against Man City, bro. So
Wow.
No, he means Southampton, probably.
No, man. If we go 2 up against Man City, it's wow.
I don't know if we go 2 goals up against City.
Yeah.
Do you not think that, for me, I think personally that Saliba's a big miss, man, because one of the things with Saliba is how comfortable he is on the ball. And at times, having a defender that can just slow the game down and act comfortable, calm it, especially when you're 2-0 up in the second half and you've got like
Yo, Dabs, your
50,000
audio is
fans.
moving weird. I don't know what happened there.
Is my mic?
Say something.
Has it gone weird?
Yeah, it's gone weird.
I'll be back one second.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what?
But honestly, Egal,
I didn't block nobody. What are people talking about? But yo, man, you know what? So it's not over. I don't believe it's over, and you don't believe it's over. But what do you think we need to do to go and win it? Because I just think in order to win it, we're just going to need to win all our games. But it's not as simple as that. We need to find a way to, when we're up, to have the mentality where we don't switch off. We've been capitulating these leads because there's been a level of arrogance and complacency. And yes, we've missed Saliba, but maybe we need to start rotating and get Rob Holding out of there. Put Partey, maybe bring in Jorginho and put Partey right back. Play Ben White as a center back. Do something. But yeah, people are saying if you guys lose this league, to me, it's not even about the league at this point. It's just we need to just win our next game because we've gone 2 games without a win. That right there is ridiculous. Saliba's out for the season. Bro, some people are saying Saliba might be out for the season. Until we get more news from Arsenal, we don't know. Big up Egal, but you know Arsenal are gonna get roasted if they bottle the league. To me, it's not even about that.
It's long, man.
I don't even care. I don't even care about what other people have to say at this point. To me, it's just about what us Arsenal fans think, and what rival fans are gonna roast us, and deservedly so. If we don't do what we're supposed to do, and we don't pick up points against smaller teams or teams when we're up, fully deserve the smoke. 100%. Fully deserve the smoke. But yo, Josh, I'm going to end it off on this. Do you think we get anything away from City? Just like that, not answering it.
I don't know.
That's a different question. Let's move this
I don't
narrative.
know. I don't know.
Go ahead. What do you got to ask?
Let's move this narrative. Do you think you get anything against Newcastle away?
Yes.
What do you get?
A win.
A win?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you beat them at the Emirates?
Nope, we didn't.
Were you in better form then?
Yeah, but
did you have Saliba then?
Oh my god! Yeah, we did actually.
I'm just saying. Look, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, like St James's Park last season. You know what happened there, right?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
What about your remaining games?
Yes.
Who do you
Stop
have
focusing
remaining?
on one game, Egal. It's not about one game.
No, but who do you have in your remaining games that you're worried about?
Oh, I've told you. I'm worried about, firstly, every single game. I was worried about Leicester at home, right? Because that's how you win leagues. You have to win every game, right? But Brighton away, Brentford away. That's why I said the league's going to the end. Brighton away, Brentford away, Fulham away, Everton away, all of them.
Big up, Josh, man. I appreciate you jumping on, man. People, if you want to jump on, you can jump on. Just hit the link on the video. And also, don't forget to hit that goddamn like button. But yo, DAPS, time to get on the heated, the actual topic. Saliba's gone for the rest of the season potentially. If he, because they're saying he might not be back until the Wolves game. So if reports are coming out that he might be back and not be back until the Wolves game, I say we move Ben White back into the center back position and we play Partey as a right back. What do you think about that? You think that's crazy?
Nah, because Ben White has been one of the best right backs in the Premier League this season. Holding, look, for me, I have said it. Holding's being judged based on his, well, until recently, Holding had been judged based on his performances last season, right? When your whole team wasn't performing the same. So I felt you had to give him a run. Now, if people think that maybe switching him into the middle and bringing someone on the right, maybe that's a good idea. But I do understand why Holding had to be given a chance. And like, when he was given a chance against, who was it? Leeds, and there's one other team he played against and he had 2 good performances. Who was it? Leeds and before Leeds?
I forget, but we got another
Wolves?
caller here. If you want
to maybe Wolves. He had 2 good performances with you as a centre-back. Look, you've got Ben White. Let's remember when City and Liverpool have both done it, where they dropped Firmino and Fernandinho into the centre-back position, and then things went bad because we didn't have our DMs in their best position. If Ben White is one of the best right backs in the league at the moment, then keep playing him at right back, right? Don't bring a player out of the position where they're doing a good job just to fill in for someone else. For me, I
Fair enough.
wouldn't.
Eddie Howe or Arteta, who's had a better season? Surely, if we don't win the league, you have to say Eddie Howe. Am I wrong?
Yeah, 100.
Based on expectations, yeah. And we got another
Best
caller here.
manager.
Big up
I
Wilson.
also think that
Big up Wilson.
Brighton manager's been very good as well.
De Zerbi, yeah, to come in mid-season also. What are you saying, Wilson? We got Wilson in the house. If you don't know Wilson, he's the
Hello.
he was the guy who was trending on AFTV that time.
Yeah.
What did you
I
say?
think there's
He's
a
gotta
phrase.
go, fam. He's gotta go.
He's got to go, blood. He's got to go, blood. He's got to go, blood.
That was
Right.
Arsene Wenger days. Crazy.
That was the Arsene Wenger days. We miss those days now. But in terms of this season, I have to say that Arsenal have been brilliant this season. Absolutely brilliant this season. Massive credit has to be to the players and the manager for the majority of the games. However, I have to be honest now. I cannot lie. The Liverpool game, it was a tough place. It was a very tough place to go to. I accept that. I felt our complacency and silly moments kind of cost us the game, and Ramsdale got us out of jail big time. I can accept that. However, in the West Ham game, Arsenal had everything under control. Yet again, we threw away a 2-goal lead, not once, but 2 games in a row. And that has to be a worry, Egal. Our complacency cost us. What was Partey doing? Giving the ball away in a dangerous area. What was he doing? And then comes Gabriel. Clumsy tackle. When I saw it, Egal, I nearly threw my phone down because of that. I was losing it. And I thought to myself, nah, man, you're meant to be learning from your mistakes from one game. We're not learning from our mistakes, man. This is twice. And guess what I thought to myself? City and Pep Guardiola would have watched that game and they're laughing at us. They're laughing at us because of that result yesterday, man.
Bro, you know what? That's the thing. They're not. You see, that's the type of thing that maybe you lot would do. Sit there and laugh. Pep Guardiola and City aren't sitting there and laughing at you. City would be studying videos of you lot, not sit there and laugh at you, to take note and go, okay, we'll remember that. Press party. We'll remember that.
Yeah, that's true, though. I think maybe those 2 games need... Yeah, maybe those 2 games need to give Arsenal a kick up in the backside, not to be complacent again. We can't afford to do that, because if we play like that against you lot, you know and I know, deep down, City are the champions. They're not going to lie down. They're not going to run away. I think the gap is like 4 points or something like that.
City are not the champions.
That's nothing.
Yeah, no, hold on.
Hang on. Egal.
Egal, we are the champions, bro.
City are the champions. City are the champions, Egal. They are at the moment, because you can't write them off. Because we
are
know
the champions. Until you win it, we are the champions.
He does have a point, Egal, because City got a very good.
We are the champions, bro.
No, yes,
I'm admitting it. I'm still
You're the current holders, but you haven't won it yet. That's what I mean.
Oh no, we definitely haven't won it yet. But look, again, you've just brought up Partey making mistakes, and this is where, Egal, last season you should have learned from Liverpool, right? With putting players on pedestals, yeah. With Trent being put on a pedestal and all these players being put on a pedestal, because unfortunately, I'll keep saying it, keep my players' names out your mouth, and me and my fan base will keep ourselves to ourselves. However, you want to compare Partey to Rodri, no problem, right? We'll do that now. You want to do that? Odegaard to De Bruyne, no problem. We'll do that now. Okay. Foden, all of that, bro. This is where, and this is last season when we won the league, and I got invited on one of the Liverpool shows, and people wanted me to cook Liverpool. I said, when they'd lost the Champions League, I said, you know what? I'm not going to cook you. All I'm going to ask is,
really?
You lot look tired, and that's why you didn't do the quad, right? We've been doing this for fucking seasons. So all I'm asking you is next season, be a bit more respectful to what we're doing, please. And this is the same with Arsenal now. That
Bro, we
when
were respectful.
hold on,
And
when
City
I look
have done
at you,
it.
man, and I look how you look tired, right? And then I think, well, we've been trying to play in all 4 competitions for 6 years on the bounce, right?
At least 7. At least 7 at least.
Under Pep was a bit mad. I'm not going to lie.
Up in
You
6.
know what? I'm just going to say this. Big up Wilson for jumping on. Very explosive thing. We got 2 more people waiting. Really do appreciate you coming on, Wilson. See you on the next one, bro. Big up Wilson, my guy. Big up Wilson. People, make sure you do continue to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We got another 15. We got another, what is it? 15 to 20 minutes left. So we got 2 people jumping on right now. We got Elmatis and we got Matt. I'll just add them both in. First, Elmatis, Matt, the question of the day is the Premier League over yet? I'm going to get your 2 takes on it, and then we move on from there on to what you guys think. So I'll start with you, Elmatis. What are you saying?
Is the Premier League over? Man, football is dead. City were adjusting to playing with Haaland, and now they got it locked down. A month ago, he scored 5 goals in a Champions League game in 60 minutes. 2 weeks ago, they destroyed Liverpool. Last week, they destroyed Bayern. These are the 2 of the best teams in Europe. Like, who's going to stop them from winning the treble every year? Like, they have Haaland and some of the best midfielders, some of the best attackers. Like, how can he compete with this team?
I'll answer that one. Who'll stop us from doing
This is
the
an
treble
Arsenal
every year?
fan, by the way.
To be fair, who'll stop us from doing the treble? Complacency and people, like no one wins the treble every year, bro. Because like if we were to, like, remember in January when Pep had to put rockets up a lot of our experienced players' asses because they didn't look like they wanted to, and that's where it comes into that. So look, we haven't done a treble once yet, a proper treble.
I mean, you reached the Champions League final without a striker. And then last year, right, you're playing against Real Madrid. You're up like 2-0 in the first 20 minutes. And then I think Mahrez hit the post. Like, you were up 2-0 and you could have went up 3-0. But then, Madrid made the crazy comeback and, they scored 2 late goals. Then I forgot how the game went. But, like, you could have easily beat Real Madrid last year. You just got unlucky. So I don't know, man. Haaland is this unbelievable.
So is it done for you, Elmatis? It's done.
I think the only way if we can beat City, like if the whole team when we play City, the whole team clicks and the whole team is on form, like we can beat City. Like listen, I don't think any team of the remaining games can keep a clean sheet against City. Like I don't think it's not possible. Like that's the main thing. Like when we play City, we have to expect we're going to concede at least 1 goal. So I don't know if the whole team, like at the beginning of the season, we were all in form. We won 12 out of 14 games before the World Cup. So I don't know if everybody is on form and we have Saliba back, because Rob Holding, I don't think he's going to be doing good against Haaland. We need Saliba back for the City game. But like, our only hope is to beat City and win our other 6 games. That's our only hope, because it's 1 point difference right now if they win their game in hand.
Fair enough. And then we got Matt here. Matt, same question. Premier League title race. I know it's not mathematically over, but do you feel like advantage is City and it's now they're going to run away with it?
I think, well, I'm a City fan. I hate seeing City fans. Well, I don't like seeing them happy. But no, you know what?
What do you mean you don't? We don't have no beef with City.
You know what? I don't know where they've come from, but they're coming out the woodwork, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, it's because you know what? Hold on, I'm not coming out the woodwork, but as far as
you're cool. You're cool.
But I always said this is going to happen. You look at the average age of Chelsea fans, and
they're mostly like 25.
Yeah, and they look. I always say this when people talk about glory hunters. Yeah, for me, if you are under the age of maybe about 8, I'd say, yeah, and you haven't decided who you want to support yet, and you support a team, that's fine. Anyone over that age, yeah, who all of a sudden decide to switch teams, yeah, that's glory hunting. But I've witnessed exactly how it is. When I first moved down here, I couldn't get no City shirts. I had to get my sister to buy them and send them down to me, right? The minute we won 1 league, they're selling City merchandise in Clinton cards. You can get City shirts in Barcelona. They're selling City shirts, right? Yeah. The minute we won 1 league. And young kids start supporting teams. Look, young kids eat food that they like the taste of, right? They do, yeah. Young kids, they don't, like, for example, if I was Indian, but I didn't like Indian food, I'm not just going to eat Indian food. I don't like it, so I'm not going to eat it. Yeah. So same way, if you're from London, but you like the way Man City play football, and you're 5 years old, you're going to support Man City. And that's what's happened. And they're coming of age now. And unfortunately, I'll be honest with you, they're the ones that are unbearable.
They are.
We also have City fans like this, who are former Manchester United fans who just jump ship and go to another club.
A lot of young people support Arsenal for some reason. I've seen
No.
Dads, if your dad supports a football team, I'm sorry, but
there's something about Arsenal. There's something about Arsenal. I think
and he's just had a little boy. My mate who supports West Ham's just had a little boy, and he was saying he's thinking about, I don't know if I want to do it to him. And I'm like, you've had a little boy, because he had a girl first. I said, you had another child because you wanted a boy, so you can take him to the football. What are you going to do on a Saturday? Because he's a season ticket holder. You're going to say, anyway, see you later, son. And you're going to dip off to West Ham and he's going to go to the Emirates. That can't run. So if your dad's an Arsenal fan, you're going to support Arsenal, innit?
No, but look at Terry's dad. Terry's dad is
my dad's a Hammer.
Look at Terry's dad. He's a Tottenham fan. He's a United player. He's a United fan.
My dad's a West Ham fan.
My dad was City. I had no choice.
Oh, okay. You know what? To me, I find from a North American standpoint, I find a lot of people do go for the team that they resonate with when they start watching the sport, or the team they're introduced with when they start watching the sport. So right now, a lot of people are getting introduced to Manchester City. A lot of people Premier League is growing, and you have a lot of young City fans because you're doing well. And globally, globally, your fan base has grown massively. Yeah. Arsenal, I always felt like it was the family connection, and also the fact is it's in London. When you're in London, you're going to pick one of the London clubs. I don't know how Tottenham fan base is ever going to grow, but when it comes to
that's real.
But when it comes to Chelsea,
I do.
When it comes to Chelsea, their success.
They both play from different parts of the world. That's
there. You go.
Man, Chelsea are in a lot of trouble, bro. Chelsea are in a lot of trouble.
You know what? In terms of, obviously, before Daps was talking about obviously City fans, I just want to say quickly on the title race. I feel we've got to give City credit. I feel like, they were doing an experiment when they were playing Lewis and all of them guys. They changed it up completely. They went with that solid four. And you can see now, them four at the back just look absolutely solid. And that's where I'm a bit like, we're going to find it so difficult to come back and win the league. But you know what? You never know. Because I think we play, Southampton this week. I think we'll go 7 clear. And then I think City will have 2 games. You just never know. You never know.
Yeah,
I just need to get on to
what we need to remember as well, they've got, forget the Brentford away, because I think they'll beat Brentford. I'm hanging on to maybe by the Brighton away.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think there's still a chance. And that's it. Other than that.
Brighton are good, man. I'm not going to lie. Watching Brighton against Chelsea. And this is a thing that no one can tell me Brighton don't want it. Because quite simply against Chelsea, Brighton were just winning balls. They had no right to win. Right? They just wanted it so much more than Chelsea.
Let me ask you this. Did you see the AFTV interview with Julian?
No, I don't watch them.
No, I didn't.
No,
he looks like Daniel Levy, though.
Basically, Julian came out and said, and he said, it doesn't matter what City do. We still don't need to beat City. We can still win the league without winning. And he's getting a lot of criticism for this. But the main thing he's getting a lot of criticism for is because he made a comment about City being under Premier League doing an investigation on them, and that being like negating any success that they have. Basically, if they win the league, they're cheaters anyways.
You know what, Bo? You know what? That is going to do what that's doing. That's going to bubble away. And when that happens, like I said straight away, when that happens, whatever punishments there are, we will face them. Yeah. But Arsenal fans, and this is why I hope it's Arsenal fans going against that. Like, Egal, remember when you came on, Never a Foul, after you beat Bournemouth and you were talking about the referee? And I said, Egal, don't do that no more, because Arsenal are better than that. Right, you're better than that. Like, in your dark days, you always blame referees, whereas now Arsenal don't do that no more. They go and get the job done by any means. Right, they keep going. Right, and I think just to fall back now and start talking about the charges is like, it's almost like going. It's like giving in. Like, don't give in.
Yeah, but you admit City had fake sponsorships, right?
How can I, brother? Respectfully, you're not a lawyer, neither am I. So I'm not.
What about the crypto one? What about the crypto one? That's
do you know that as well, bro? You're not a lawyer. Shut your mouth.
What do you mean shut your mouth? That came out and there's evidence behind it. There's evidence that they traced the company.
Yeah, you've seen it.
They traced where the company's headquartered. There was a mailbox.
You're not a lawyer. Like, allow it.
El Maris, let's just change the topics. Allow it. You know what I mean? Listen, long story short.
He's waving the white flag as well. Carry on.
No, he already said earlier, Man City's going to win. If they continue.
The only chance we have is to beat them at the Etihad. That's the only chance we have. They're the best team in Europe by far. We have to beat them at the Etihad, which we can do.
Still a chance. There's still a chance. At the end of it,
look at the other games we've got to play. There's a lot of games of football to play.
We can only control ourselves.
And the semi-final. And the semi-finals. You don't know what can happen.
I was going to say this before. Last season, when we went to play Atletico in the second leg of the quarterfinals, Kyle Walker got injured. Laporte picked up an injury that he then had to play the rest of the season injured. You remember last season, City ended the season with Fernandinho and Laporte with injections for the last about 7 or 8 games. Yeah. So Saliba, you lot losing Saliba. If we lost Ruben Diaz, there's swings, roundabouts, and this isn't anyone laughing at injuries. Injuries happen, right? They do. And I'll stand by the fact that at the end of the season, I can't sit here and go, oh, we had a player injured because, for example, we let Cancelo go and didn't replace him. If we would have replaced him, we would have had that extra player. So we have made a decision to go on with the squad we've got. Injuries could impact us. Injuries could impact you. Tiredness could impact us.
But your drop-off isn't as big as ours. Our drop is huge from Saliba to Holding. You know what I'm saying? Like, your drop-off isn't going to be as big as our drop-offs when they keep there.
Do you know what it is? If you look at and this is the thing, I was thinking about this because Egal will tell you, last season, what used to irritate me is when Liverpool fans said our squad was bigger, right? City's squad is not big. It's a very small squad, right? However, you could safely say that City have, I reckon, 16 or 17 players, all of the same level, right? Whereas Arsenal have maybe got 11 of the same level. And like, I think yesterday was in a bit of an example where when you were looking at players to come on and impact the game, Reece Nelson was brought on. Eddie Nketiah was brought on. City City could be bringing on Alvarez, Mahrez, and Gundogan, and that's
you know what? I just want to take a moment. I just want to take a moment to look at the remaining running, and let's be honest. Arsenal dropping points in the last 2 games kind of opens everything up. Now it's only a 4-point gap with the game in hand. City's remaining games are on the right. Arsenal's remaining games are on the left. We play Southampton, Man City, Chelsea, Newcastle, Brighton, Nottingham Forest, and Wolves. To be honest, I look at that and I say to myself, there's 3 difficult games remaining for us. I look at City's side and I say to myself, I don't really see you dropping points in any of those games. That even away from home against Brighton, Brentford, Everton, Fulham, we have to do something against you, or else none of those guys are going to help us. That's the reality.
I mean, that's the right attitude to have, ultimately, yeah. But me as a City fan, I'm looking at it and I'm like, look, I didn't book my ticket for the last game of the season last season because I was worried about Wolves away. 3rd to last game. I was worried about West Ham 2nd to last game. Then I had to pay over the prices because I was just worrying about away games. Just worry me always, especially when you're playing against.
Would you have gone if you didn't win the league?
What, and watch Steven Gerrard? No way, bro. Are you mad? If it's other games, I would do, but it was Steven. I couldn't be in the same ground as Steven Gerrard on a day that Liverpool would lift the trophy ever. No way, no way.
Oh, that was a exciting last game, right? You were down 2-0. You made a comeback.
I'm very glad I went now. Trust me.
That was exciting.
On the pitch too.
But I can also tell you, like, I think that might be one of the closest times I've ever come to having a heart attack. I've never felt my heart do things like it did that day. No, and I'm not lying. Like, it was mad.
If you guys were to see City drop points somewhere outside of the Arsenal game, where would it be?
Honestly, like Chelsea is only Chelsea have to have a lot of players. That they bought a lot of players. Like maybe they click. I don't know because
at the Etihad.
Chelsea
Not
have
at Etihad. Not at
I
Etihad.
don't know who's going to score for them against
Everton are battling relegation. These are battling relegation. West Ham also battling relegation. Fulham are okay. Fulham are like top half, I think, like 9th or something.
Hold on. So when you say they're battling relegation, what does that mean to you?
It means they're a crap team. Like you're the best team in Europe. How can they're battling relegation?
Bro.
Listen, they're the worst. They're the worst team to.
Bro,
Yes,
West Ham at the weekend. West Ham at the weekend were playing Arsenal, that actually, based on form this season, are one of the best teams in Europe. Right? West Ham. If you would have played West Ham in up until February or March, you would have battered them. But the weekend, West Ham and their whole fan base knew that to them, 1 point could mean survival. Right? Teams.
Look what Liverpool did to Leeds today. Liverpool did to Leeds today. A team that's battling relegation 6-1.
I'm not saying that the team will, but if you're looking at relegation teams and thinking that's cannon fodder, it could be, but also it could go. Bro, you support Arsenal at the weekend, you dropped points to West Ham. It is a prime example of what happens when you come against teams that are facing a relegation battle.
Fair enough.
Just
West Ham has
Yeah.
some top players.
One
They have
second,
Rice.
Let's hear from Matt.
They have some top players.
Matt?
No, I was just gonna say, and I think that's what I was gonna say as well earlier. People are overlooking that Everton one, away.
Yeah.
And I think with Everton, you just never know what you're gonna get. But Goodison is one of them grounds. No matter what form you're in, you could easily lose that one. So I'm looking at that. And the Brighton one, I'm not sure if anyone knows when they've scheduled it for, because we don't know
it's not in
where
yet,
they're going to
but it
place
could
it.
be really sticky. Yeah, it could be really sticky.
You know what?
Yeah.
I seen your boy MCFC lads say Arsenal fans start saying the title race is over. Jog on, it's not over. We've been here before. We've done it. We're gonna do it again. This is not over in January, and that's kind of how I feel right now. I'm like, obviously we haven't done it before in the league in the last couple of years, but I'm saying we've won the league at Anfield, we've won the league at all these other places before. What's to stop us to go to your ground, and if we do win, that's like a very big if.
Oh, it is.
If
do
win the league,
that changes the whole mentality.
If we do win the league, we need that game that says that's the game where everyone knew you won the league, and we couldn't get it at Liverpool. So maybe we can get it at the Etihad. I know it's crazy, but we're gonna be here in a week's time.
So
We're gonna be in a week's time talking about this. We're gonna be in a week's time talking about this.
Saliba back. If we have Saliba back, then we'll have our full team back. I don't know, but who said that he
Saliba's
might
not gonna be back, bro. I don't know if you heard. Saliba's out.
out for the rest of the season or out for like?
He might be out until the last 2 games of the season.
I personally think they're going to find a way of playing him. There's no way, if there's a chance, that they'll allow him to miss that game and play him for the rest, because that's the most important game.
I don't know what is they might be lying to us. They might be lying to us.
Wait, he's been out for 2 weeks now or 3 weeks? How long has he been out?
He's been out since the international break, so easily 4 weeks now.
Yeah, so
Yo, Daps, you wanted to say something before you got something?
No. My mate's just pulling up. I had to go and open the door.
Yeah, bless. Look, I just want to say you're going to be going to go see the Bayern game in Bayern, over there in Munich. What do you think is going to happen?
You know what? I can't see. I think the third goal, we brought Haaland for a reason, right? Because last season we didn't kill off Real Madrid in that first leg, and I think the difference between being 2-0 up and Haaland scoring the third and making it 3-0 is massive now, because Bayern have to come at us, and that's where you City, like, I can't see Bayern scoring 3 goals and City not responding with 1. So I don't know. It's hard, because last season we went to Madrid and we were super confident that we were gonna win in Madrid. Like we all were buzzing, thinking we're through to the final. Me and Steve were looking at flights on the way over there.
I'm just gonna say big up Matt and Mattis for jumping off. We're just gonna wrap up now, but really do appreciate you guys jumping on.
But I'm not gonna lie. I can't see Bayern scoring and us not responding. So.
So you think you're gonna get through? What about Real Madrid, Chelsea? You see Real Madrid getting through, of course.
Yeah. I mean,
so it's gonna be revenge versus Real Madrid.
I mean, Look, if Todd Bowley gets his way, what are you saying, bro? Todd Bowley gets his way, they might score 3 in it, but I can't see it. And then Real Madrid, second legs at the Etihad.
Who would you want to face if you got to the final from the other side?
Not Napoli.
So, say Napoli don't advance, and you had to pick between one of the two Inters.
Yeah, because you see what I think is Oshiman's back, isn't he?
No, he's still out, I think. No? Oh, no, he might be back. Yeah, you're right.
Right, he's back, but they had their centre-back sent off, didn't they?
Yeah.
But I think
Minjay,
Napoli
right?
at home with Oshiman, I think they're going to beat Milan. I would rather face either of the Milans.
You would rather face the Milans?
Yeah.
But they've both won Champions Leagues. You haven't.
Yeah, bro, but Napoli can just... if there's one team in Europe that could outscore us, it's Napoli.
Okay, fair enough. And then, are you... If you face Real Madrid, are you really concerned, or you think you can get through?
I said it. When we got Bayern, I was kind of happy because I felt every single big night we have in Europe, we need, because we're not Liverpool, we're not Man United, we haven't had hundreds of big nights in Europe. So no disrespect to Arsenal, but same with Arsenal, you can't count too many big nights you've had in Europe. We're building our big nights in Europe, and big nights in Europe are what give you confidence, So when we got Bayern, I thought, because a few City fans wanted Real Madrid for revenge, and I was like, nah, give us one more big team, and let us do something to them. The key with Real Madrid is, bro, Real Madrid, we have second leg at the Etihad. We now officially, you saw it, I remember you retweeted it, we have the record, for the longest home run in Europe from any Premier League team, right? We have not lost in the Champions League at the Etihad since 2017, right?
Wow. Tottenham, right?
And here's the other thing. At the Etihad, we can turn teams over. Like, we could go and be 2-0 down against Real Madrid. I don't think we would, because I still think we'd score at the Bernabeu. But second leg, bro, we could put several past them. I've been looking at that Real Madrid, and I respect what they do. They win trophies in third gear, right? But Haaland could put a hat-trick past them lightly.
So you're putting your neck on the line. You're saying you're going to win
I've said it already. There's a clip out there. I've said it. If we beat Bayern Munich, we're going to win the Champions League.
Wow. I think you guys do it this year. And I think the only hope of stopping you guys from getting the treble is Arsenal. Because I don't see anyone in the Champions League stopping you guys.
When you don't win the league, you can say you lost it to the European champions.
The treble winning side. The team you'll be.
I'm not too sure about the FA Cup. The other two are easier.
You guys win the FA Cup, win the league, win the Champions League. This season, we will be witnessing the greatest Premier League team of Premier League history. You have the best goal scorer in Haaland. You have Kevin De Bruyne, who's the Premier League all-timer. You have a team that's crazy. You even binned off one of your best left backs in the January window and still kept it up. I'm telling you guys, if Arsenal
I think we'd also be the first team that have done two different types of trebles as well. Actually, the domestic treble and the treble, including the European. No one else has done that yet.
That doesn't count as a treble. That's just
domestic quad. I don't do the Shield.
Yeah, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. But yeah, you know what? We're gonna wrap it up there. Really do appreciate it, DAPS, making time, because I know you got to go to Munich tomorrow. Hopefully you enjoy your trip. And you know what? I am kind of rooting for you guys because I don't like Bayern either. So I hope you guys lose to Bayern. But when you guys play against Real Madrid, then I'm gonna have to see how you guys actually perform, because Bayern this season have been terrible. Real Madrid still have that Champions League pedigree. Let's see if you can take them over. I don't have you guys as favorites yet. I still think it's between Real Madrid and one of the Inters. I do
agree with you, because I think when people say this season that Real Madrid don't look like the team, like I've heard people say Real Madrid don't look as good this year. But this time last year, when Real Madrid beat Chelsea in the quarters, everyone was saying Real Madrid did not look like the team. And this is what I mean, that Real Madrid never looked like prime Barcelona. They never have done, yeah? Real Madrid win leagues, cups, Champions Leagues in third gear. Like, it's just crazy. It's just what they do.
Bro, last year they basically had turned around the tie against PSG, turned around the tie against Chelsea, turned around the tie against you, and won the Champions League final
And
with
looked
one
average
goal.
against Liverpool in the final and still beat them.
Mental. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up there, bro. Next time we meet is gonna be ahead of the big game, Arsenal, Man City. Hopefully, Arsenal don't drop more points. And
I'll send
we
you some
come to,
plasters, and you can stick your fan base back together.
bro. My fan base is a mess, and I'm the last person to stick things together. These guys don't even listen to me. Half of them. You know how messed up it is. Do you have people in your fan base who say you're not allowed to change your opinions? Because based on the fact that I
Luckily, not many
questioned.
of my actual fan base like do socials.
Oh, they don't. Yeah, majority of your fan base is older, right?
Yeah, I don't know. There is, but I don't overly communicate with that element of the fan base, so I don't really get on with them.
Hey, fair enough. The biggest portion of the fan base that back the team and back the manager are older also, and they're not on
Yeah.
socials. People think
Exactly.
Arsenal's whole
That's the
fan
same
base
as
is on
you lot.
socials.
That's why the Emirates is still bubbling. It's just
Yeah,
Twitter
when
that's
I
growing.
go to games and I take Harry's ticket and I sit next to the old couple, elderly couple that I watch games with, they're always telling me, how you doing, how's everything. They're like, you should have seen it this game, it was crazy. Even when everyone was going crazy on socials about performances in last year, they're like, the Emirates was still rocking. It wasn't like a funeral like people were saying, like it was on Twitter. Just people over exaggerate.
It's a difference in it. Before people come at me that I'm saying people that don't go to games are any less, but there is a difference between game-going fans and non-game going fans.
And don't you hate this when
It's
people
part of their life. It's part of their life, bro.
Don't you hate stuff like this? Because I've seen the Etihad full. Like, I don't know why people keep talking about empty.
I don't know why people keep. It's, you know what? Yeah, the people that say that don't go to games. I'm telling you now, the people that claim that Etihad is empty or City don't fill their stadium don't go to games. The only time that Etihad is empty is before games, yeah, because we're busy drinking, right? Or when the away end empties out in about the 70th minute because we're dicking teams down. That's the only time there's empty seats at the Etihad. All that, like, people stop living on the park.
Pause.
Pause.
I've run the whole stream without coughing somehow.
You know what it is? People like Goldbridge, yeah, go online and they say things that if you have a brain cell, like Goldbridge went out and said, oh yeah, City only have the light show so that it covers the empty seats. But it's like the light show is 10 minutes before kickoff, right? No ground is full 10 minutes before kickoff. Secondly, once the light show finishes, all the lights go on. So if there were empty seats, you'd see them anyway. But all these people that have never actually been to a game go, oh yeah, Goldbridge said it must be true. And but the most important thing is, if that's all you've got to say about our team, no problem. What that tells me is that your team is not competing in any trophy whatsoever.
You know what, Dabs? I'm gonna end it off like this. We'll speak to each other ahead of the big game in Manchester. And this mindset where you're saying Arsenal's not going to get nothing at that game, you might be right based on the history of the club.
Worry about Southampton first, bro.
You might be right about that, but the reality is game by game, as you said. Game by
You sound like a United fan now.
Game by game. Listen, if I sound like a United fan, you should be worried because the history of winning trophies.
No, I mean current United fans.
Oh no, they're delusional. It's okay. Let them be. Big up everyone in the chat. Hopefully you guys had a great day. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. Enjoy your trip to Munich, and we're out, people. Have a good one. Love for